Hi guys. Today I want to talk about something called the perfect world. It's a what the perfect world is. It's a psychological concept. So, for example, let's say you want to go to the movies with your friend, and it turns out that your friend can't go with you. So you're like, "Oh shoot, man, this really sucks," and your entire day is just blown because you had this entire day set out and it's going to be so perfect and now it's messed up. Or for example, yeah, it's late at night and you're hungry, you want to eat something, you go to the fridge and you're like, oh, maybe there's that chocolate bar from yesterday. And you open the fridge and you see that there's no chocolate bar, and you're so mad because there's no chocolate bar and you wanted to eat it, and now your entire night's just blow. How do you take care of that? So one way, I'm not actually, there's no real set way to take care of these situations, but that's why I want to talk about this concept called the perfect world. What the perfect world is something really that everyone has. It's not something unique to any one person. It's really the mixture. I have this here, it's just getting in my way. The perfect world is basically the ideal of any given situation, so that everything that makes up the person, his ideologies, his beliefs, his what he has to do that day, his homework, his family, his relationship, his interests, everything will have to some extent an ideal situation, and all of these ideals put together makes up that person's perfect world. So, for example, let's say in the case of the late night snack. So the guy goes to the fridge and he wants to eat the chocolate, right? So his ideal situation in that case would be that he finds the chocolate and he eats it and he enjoys himself and nom nom nom, he's so happy. Or actually, not or, it would actually be in addition to that, for a perfect world, he would have other ideal situations included. Let's say um, he believes that everyone should own a black shirt. And not only that, because of that belief, he wants to feel that everyone also believes that you need a black shirt. And his ideal situation is that everyone believes that you need at least one black shirt. So everyone has a perfect world, and that's perfectly all right. That's a normal thing to have. Um, the when problem is when a person is not able to let go of that perfect world, of that ideal situation, rather. That's where you start getting uh, conflict. Well, that's exactly what conflict is it? I think basically it's two opposing forces against each other. So, for example, now this isn't true. Your beliefs does not have to impact anyone, and the reverse. That is, if I say something, it doesn't have to mean that it's true. It could be my opinion, and you could have your own opinion, right? So that I want to just establish that. But for the purpose of this example, we're going to pretend that, unfortunately, many people do this, me included. We're going to pretend that in order for me to substantiate what I believe in, everyone else has to believe the same thing. So let's say, for example, I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, okay? And I think they are the bee's knees, yo. And they just rock. And then my friend comes along and he says, no, man, Power Rangers, that's where it is. I'm like, what are you talking about? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I don't know what you're talking about. Just get away from me. And he's like, man, you're so old school. Power Rangers is where it's at. And now I'm getting upset because I know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is just awesome, right? And like I mentioned before, it's not true, but I believe that in order to substantiate my beliefs, in order to prove them correct, I have to have that everyone else believes it. Okay? So my ideal situation right there, my perfect world would be that not only do I believe that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is awesome, but that everyone around me believes that. And because I have to hold on to that belief, because I'm holding on to it, this perfect world of mine, because I'm not willing to let go of this perfect world, that's where the conflict arises. When I'm arguing with my friend, what I'm really doing is, and this is, I would say, true for all arguments, is I'm really defending my perfect world. In order for me to feel comfortable, for anyone to feel comfortable, they have to feel that they're perfect. This is really pissing me off. Excuse me, man. I wish I had a bobby pin. 1 minute. Okay. Okay. No bobby pins. Anyways, so what happens is a person feels threatened. His perfect world is in danger when his beliefs are put into question. So because of that, because I'm finding out that not everyone believes that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is just so freaking awesome, my sense of self, or rather, I should say, my feeling of calm. There's a word for it. We'll find out later. Maybe I'll put it in sometime. Anyways, so because of that, what happens is my sense of stability. Take that, brain. My sense of stability is shaken. My sense of stability is shaken because a lot of my stability is based on my perfect world. What I knew of the world, what I knew of my past, what I knew of my experiences, what I learned. All of this is what's put into a perfect world, into my ideal situation. And that includes, for example, my experiences and my beliefs that, for example, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is awesome. And because that belief is now put into question, I no longer feel stable, and that in turn makes me feel threatened. So as a result of that, I feel I need to protect my stable world. I feel I need to protect my perfect world, rather. So I challenge him because of this threat to my perfect world, and that's why I lash out or I counter with him. I mean, lash out is a strong word, but that's why I feel it necessary to talk back at him, to counter him, because I need to protect my perfect world. So I believe a lot of turmoil is caused by this not being able to let go of the perfect world. And the truth is, the fact that many interactions, can be based off of this, isn't necessarily a problem. A lot of people talk like this. A lot of situations arise like this. If I feel there's a threat to my free time, I'll make sure to finish my homework way early, right? And so that what I did was I stabilized my perfect world, which in my perfect world I need, let's say, a lot of free time. So as a reaction to that threat, I immediately studied homework, and as you can see, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Um, thing is, like I mentioned before, the problems really arise when I can't let go of that perfect world. And in fact, even in the case of the homework, reacting in terms of a threat to your perfect world isn't necessarily the best reaction. And I'll give you so to give you an idea. For example, let's say in the case of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? So I know Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are just the bee's knees. I mentioned that before, and I'm going to say it again. It's rocket, and um, and I believe everyone else has to believe this. Now along comes my friend, and he says Power Rangers are awesome. So my day is shot, or my hour is shot, or I feel threatened, or I'm very upset right now. Something is going to change in me because my perfect world is threatened, and because of that, I have to lash out. That's what causes the problems, and that's what can really ruin your day. Instead of that, if you're able to let go of your perfect world, you could have a much easier time with it. I'm able to say, and this is very easy, but very easy to say, it's hard to do. But just to give you an idea, if I'm able to say that, hey, my friend has an opinion, and that's pretty unique, but that doesn't change my opinion, and cool, he likes Power Rangers, I do too. I just know that, between you and me, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is still the best. And that's the end of it. That's the end of the day. Give you an example. I had a recent situation that occurred to me that I was going to hang out with my dad, and I wanted, um, I wanted something on the menu. I wanted before we went to a restaurant. I wanted this thing. Let's say it was hot dogs on this menu. So they didn't have those hot dogs, and I'm like, man, this just messed up my day. But I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to instead of trying to replace my hot dog and try to make up for that ideal situation, somehow get to that, and maybe I'll be satisfied, which I knew would not work. Instead, what I said was, you know what, new new channel, new story, new game, new gameplay, new everything. We're gonna switch this up. I'm gonna order something, not a hamburger, nothing, in a sandwich. I'm gonna order some fried chicken. Something that was basically in my head completely different. It was. I wanted it not only to be a different kind of dish, but really have, at least in my head, something that basically did not resemble what it was originally that I wanted. What I was doing over there was I was changing my perfect world, or rather, I should say, I wasn't changing it because that's much harder, and I don't think it's a good idea. Because when you're trying to force a change, when you're trying to push a change, that's where the conflict is coming. But rather, what I did was I dropped the ideal situation. I dropped my perfect world. I said, "This isn't my perfect world anymore. New story." And what I did was I said, "I'm going to have chicken, and I'm going to spend the day with my dad, and whatever happens, happens, you know." And the truth is, and it took maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, um, but I put myself into the situation, and I managed to not only forget about it, but I had a great time, and the chicken was awesome. And the truth is, the whole situation was great, and it wasn't even like oh man, I really wanted those hot dogs. It nothing doing with that. It was like, forget about that. The hot dogs. I got this great chicken, and I had a great time with my dad. And the reason why I was able to do that was because of this idea that I knew of called the perfect world. So my advice to you, and I challenge you to try this. It's going to be hard, but I challenge you anyways. Is find a situation that you're finding some turmoil. I don't know. You can't find your lunch. No, that might be too much. It could be something very small. It could be something like, shoot, I don't know, something small, man. Let's say, well, it depends on how big it is. Let's say you don't really care for the difference between Coke. Let's say, let's say you don't care for the difference between Coca Cola and Pepsi. It makes a little difference to you, but not very big. And you ask for a Coca Cola. You go to a pizza restaurant, you ask for a Coca Cola, and all they have is Pepsi. My challenge to you is that I want it to be something small, not something so big. My challenge to you is to change your perfect world, or I didn't want to say change, to drop your previous perfect world and make a new one. A new one. In this situation, I would personally, maybe I would say, you know what, I'm just looking for a drink. I want a drink, and that's what I want. And boom, I get my Pepsi. I fulfilled my ideal. All of a sudden, I got my new ideal, my new perfect world, and my perfect world is still balanced. That's awesome. So try that out. Um, get back to me, please do. And I really hope this helped you as much as it helped me. So, peace.